Not much of this surprises me. I've probably done a few hundred stays of adjudication over the course of 11 years. A lot of it is based on how the defendant handles it, whether or not they're taking responsibility, whether I think that's sincere, what the victim wants, what the conduct was, right? And then, their criminal history, their age. I'm less likely to give a stay of adjudication to a 40-year-old than I am a 20-year-old. Because you're 40. You should know better, dude. I have seen the results of a stay of adjudication be anything from, hey, it went perfectly, it gets dismissed, everyone's happy, to that person ended up in prison. I always make a record saying some version of, Your Honor, the state would just like to note that this is an opportunity for Mr. Smith to keep this off his record. He's getting a good agreement here. He's getting a chance. If this were to come back at violation status, the state would likely be pretty harsh or punitive. I'd probably use an actual $2 word. But the point there being, you get a break on the front end, and usually on the back end, most prosecutors have no patience for that. Because no, you got a break. And it's not just you got a break you didn't go to prison and the stay time hung over your head. You got an opportunity to keep this off your record and not have it ruin your life. You got a shot. You're 22 and you almost not only ruined your life, but you almost killed some people. Learn, be better. You're not on an island. You're not doing this alone. There's other people that are affected by your actions. So just learn. And hopefully that's what he does. And I've said that to many defendants, and some of them do great and they go on to be fine. Some of them, I see them a month later and it's the same old story. And then, the good thing here is that Rice has the means to make people whole. Because let me just tell you, I've worked criminal vehicular issues way worse than this case many times in the last 5 years, and no one ever gets made whole from those things. Here is one of those things. Had he and his buddy been street racing and they each just crashed, probably end up with a misdemeanor or a gross misdemeanor. But because people got hurt, yeah, it's a felony, and it should be. And that's the way the law works. Sometimes you get prosecuted based on the bad luck that was foreseeable from your actions. That's the criminal side. It's not really that surprising, the deal that he got. Fans of other teams are going to insist it's just because he's rich. Come to Minnesota sometime, and I'll show you. I'll show you so many people that aren't going to prison for so many worse things.